I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it go. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.
Welcome to episode 113 of the BJJ Campaign podcast. My name's Jeff Boone. I'm an A3, purple belt, one stripe.
Phil Coors, A2, purple belt, one stripe.
What's coming up, Philly?
Gordon Ryan's revenge tour.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What if he loses? Cements him as like the most overhyped guy ever, huh?
Come on.
That'd be crazy. Think about it.
He's not losing.
But imagine.
They've already he's already put the money up. I think it's 100,000 to Felipe Pena's 10,000. They've already put it in a trust.
That's what I saw, yeah.
Yeah. Sunday, I don't know what time it starts. Do you know?
Hopefully like 2 p.m.
I hope so too. It's probably not.
Probably not, but it'd be kind of stupid if they do that thing they do where they start at like 8 and then they finish at 1 a.m. They love to do that stuff.
No.
Kind of dumb on a Sunday.
There was some good, there was some really good other.
The last Gordon Ryan one you had, man, I opened it up at 9 or 9:30 and it was on like the first match. That
was the Who's Next finale, and that was kind of screwy because the finale where Isaac Michelle and what's his name, I can't remember the 10th Planet guy's name, Kyle something or other, but it was over an hour, and then they took it off the main mat, rehydrated him, put him on the back mat.
Yeah.
So,
did we talk about Gordon's last match?
No, we didn't.
I don't think we've had a podcast in a minute.
Pedro Moreno.
Yeah.
He trains with
Is that guy
Felipe
good?
Pena. Well, he's the no-gi world champion in the heavyweight and absolute.
For what?
IBJJF.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he's pretty good. And he's the champion of the Who's Number One in the weight class below. So the heavyweight weight class, not super heavy. I think super heavy is what.
I would think they were just heavy.
No, I think they call it super heavy. I think. I'm sure IBJJF calls it super heavy.
Yeah, I would think that was heavyweight, and then the one below was light heavyweight. I think I saw that somewhere.
Is it?
I think so.
Maybe that's what it is. That might be. But
you
whatever.
would know better than me, but I'm still going to argue with you.
No, I'm probably wrong about it. I just know that IBJJF is light, heavy, and super heavy. Or ultra heavy.
Mega heavy?
Mega super ultra heavy? Possibly. All I know is I don't want to be in that class.
Yeah, that was a cool match. I thought he did like the most complicated takedown, and you were like, no, it's pretty simple. And I learned something. The little throw by thing he did.
Oh, yeah.
To the back take kind of deal thing.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Standing back take position?
I mean, it's really just a duck under.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
but
it
like
is.
that position where you're kind of like hugging the hips from standing. What do you call that?
Humping the back.
But your butt's really far away.
True. I have no idea.
It
what
almost
that
looks
called.
like
You got a tight waist, you got around their waist, and
like you're bent
back.
over and hugging their waist, so it's like four legs. It almost looks like a horse because the guy's standing up on the front.
That's what we're calling
Maybe
it.
we call it a horse position.
Yeah.
Giraffe, maybe, because it's a pretty long neck.
Yeah, could be.
Significantly longer than a horse's neck.
Could be.
So the next time somebody ducks to the back and they're like bent over hugging, I'm gonna be like, "You're giraffing him."
That's his next. That's Gordon Ryan's next video.
Instructional. See, Mikey put out a passing one. I almost bought it. I'm never gonna watch it, Mikey.
He did?
Yeah, a passing one. I'd be really curious to see what he does in the passing.
Man, I don't think I've ever really seen him pass. I've always seen him just be a
I know,
bottom
but
player.
he's so insane that I really am curious. But that has to be like a 77-hour instructional.
Yeah.
I didn't even open the link because I don't want to know how much money it is because I know I won't watch it.
You'd be like, no, they'll do it. They'll do it just like BJJ Fanatics always does. They'll put it on for like $69, and then when it's 50% off, it's like $35, and you're like, man, $35.
That one's at least $200.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Any of Mikey's or Gordon's or Donner stuff is always the most expensive.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, you got to get like the only ones that are like under 100 are just people that like don't have the name current like name.
Pete the Greek's wrist locks.
Yeah,
like $20.
Yeah, like all his stuff's a lot less expensive.
Love those. But yeah, on that one, what is Elizabeth Clay is got a match against Bia Mesquita Basilia, who's multiple time world champion. I'm very interested in that because I think Elizabeth Clay's
on
game
the 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's one of them. And then Isaac Michelle is God, I can't remember who he's competing against. I like that guy though, man. I like his game.
I think I've heard that name.
He's the one who won the
super long match.
Yeah. The Who's Next.
He's got another match already. He's gonna still be tired.
Hour and 45 minutes was that first one. I mean, can you imagine having an hour and 45-minute match?
But he was the one that was like attacking and like winning the whole time, but he couldn't finish it, right?
Yeah. Yep. Which I thought, kudos to him. He was like, hey man, it was my fault. I should have better submissions. You know?
That's crazy.
Kyle Chambers. That was his name. Kyle Chambers.
The 10th Planet guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out Kyle Chambers. He was good. He was very defensive. I would have liked to have seen him try to do it. Because the one time that he did form some offense was on that, he threw up a triangle and damn near got him too. I mean, it was really good. But let's see.
But yeah, so Gordon's last match, he just did like typically how our rolls go, where I just get in the mount and suffocate you for 20 minutes.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Where I can't get out. Mm-hmm. It's just impossible.
Just a heavy, super heavy mega wet blanket.
Who was it?
I'm like the IBJJF division.
Somebody said, great. Now everybody's going to try just that smother fuck from Mount.
Yeah, I sent you one Facebook post. I don't know if it's a joke or not. I can never tell. And the guy was like, I come from a gym where everybody has like Gordon Ryan like pressure, and they just smash me in the mount. Did I send that to you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's so funny. I can never tell.
That had to be a troll.
Yeah, but I think everybody sees that and then they copy it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's funny. It's going from footlocks. Wrestling never caught on. They just flew right past wrestling. Like the Downhill guys did that for a couple months, and they're like, "Yeah, flew right past wrestling. We're into the mount.
We're good. We're good. No more." So yeah, that Pedro Moreno. It looked. I mean, kudos to Moreno for hanging in there that whole time. Good God.
Yeah,
that would have been just.
He said he figured out a way to like get his head in the armpit or something like that and just breathe or something.
Had
block armpit or something.
He had his one hand up in his armpit so that he could get a little space to breathe is why he couldn't finish it. So he's going to have to tighten that up.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's in it's going to be weird because England's 6 hours before us, so it's got to be it's probably going to be late.
Oh.
Right? Because they're 6 hours. If they do, to their 7, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Am I right on that?
Which I have no idea. You could ask any part of that question. I have no idea where it's going to be or the time difference.
No, I know it's in Europe somewhere. I don't know exactly. And most of Europe is right along. I think 5-6 hours difference.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I wouldn't swear to it.
It sounds right.
Yeah. I mean, I'll make stuff up all day. I don't care.
Yeah. It's just that they live in a different time in a different place.
So
that sucks.
Yeah, I know.
The one event, like I think it was a Khabib fight, like because it was in like someplace else. So the event happened at like 1 in the afternoon here. I really enjoyed that UFC event during the day. Much more.
Yeah, it's 6 hours. Hamburg, Germany is 6 hours difference.
Is that where they're doing it?
No, but I mean, Germany's, it's within an hour time wise of all of Europe, I think. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because max 2 hours difference. But I think so. If we look at, let's do London, because it might be there. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's Spain. Okay, so London is 5 hours.
I can only imagine the people driving their car like, who the fuck cares? The hours difference.
Well, I mean, it is going
to affect the start time. So what time is it starting?
So Gordon Ryan match start time. Gordon versus Pena. Pena start time. Oh shoot, Gordon.
So anyway, Gordon Ryan's lost the last 2 times, and he'll probably lose the 3rd time. Calling it now.
Okay, well, we'll see.
What if he loses by like a heel hook?
There's no way he's losing by a heel hook.
They say that until check on your Flow app.
It's August, starts August. What, really? It says the WNO August 22nd, Felipe Pena versus Gordon Ryan starts on August 7th, 2022. Come on, guys.
Perfect.
You got to do a little better than that.
Does this one say it? I'm on Flow. Hold on. 7:30 p.m.
Oh, okay.
That's when it starts. The Tezos, WNO.
Tezos, you getting that Tezos crypto going?
Is that what that is?
I think it's crypto and NFT stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That must be like just spending what they have left before they.
I think the match winners got like 5,000 Tezos or something, or 500.
Dude,
Tezos.
that Gordon Ryan NFT is looking cheap right now, right?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
It's 1 Ethereum, right?
Did you ever get it?
I did not get it.
I'll talk, Jeff. I'll talk.
I just didn't pull the trigger. That's all. I should have. I didn't. Oh, well.
Yeah. So, how about the Mikey? And I made this connection because you were talking about Europe, which is where Roger Gracie trains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Mikey was talking about he only trains with hobbyists.
I like that. I thought that was very interesting.
Same.
And he gets to pick the people that are like his size too.
Yeah. Makes sense. It's like 140 pounds.
Mm-hmm. No, he won his last world title was 125.
Well, I think he's my size though. I think he's like 155, like 150 walking around or whatever. And I think he won his division at 140. So like he went all the way down to try a different division or something.
That seems crazy.
That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like, I won this one a couple times. I'm going to go do the other one now.
Yeah, that seemed really crazy. I think his big one was whenever he unseated Bruno Malfacine. I think that was what he wanted. He wanted to beat who was perceived in that weight division.
Is that 125?
The best of all, no, the 140.
That was 140.
That's why he did 140, I think, because he perceived Bruno to be the best of all time in that. In that weight division. I don't know that he's ever said that, but that would be my take on it, because he always seems to be like he wants to fight the most. And now he's living in Singapore now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was wild.
It is wild. Everything about him is really weird. I just like, that was the weirdest.
Seems weird that you say somebody's weird.
Fair. That's fair.
Because you're as weird as they come.
Super weird. Yeah. So I just thought it was, maybe weird's the wrong word, but training with hobbyists, and Joe was asking the question I have of like, don't you feel like you're missing out of like super hard training? Because it's the first thought I have every time, like if if he were to lose, I'd be like, I just wonder if he were training with better people, what would happen? But then apparently Roger did the same thing. Like he just went over to England and
became great.
He's training everybody else, and like he got really good at all the other, or he had all the success training with other people who were hobbyist beginners.
White belt, blue belt for the most part. So he was training with whenever he won all his world championships.
So I just wonder, what about, and I think, what was it, Eddie Bravo's match before, who did he go against, Hoyler? He beat him in that event with that sweep or whatever. Who's his coach? Machado?
Jean-Jacques Machado.
I think Joe was talking about before that match how Machado told his whole gym like nobody beats up Eddie.
Like, I thought that was great.
Like he's gonna like destroy everybody, build up the confidence, and really get going and having success with what he's doing. And I wonder if that's the same pattern.
Inadvertently, yes.
Yeah. But like, so Mikey's training with people who can't do anything about it. He's teaching them what to do about it, but they can't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. Roger did the same thing, and Eddie along the same lines.
Yeah.
Of just having continued success and sharpening.
Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting. That's why I let you tap me so often. Mm-hmm. I'm setting you up for success in the long term.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes.
But yeah, no, I found that super, super mind blowing.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting too. I mean, I can't imagine, the guys, I mean, he says he's on the mat, 8 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
That seems crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many training partners and hobbyists does he have rotating in?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Is he scheduling training in 2-hour chunks?
It's got to be like class setups of some sort, where like he's warming different people up and like doing stuff. I think because like there's been days where I ask you to do stuff, right? When like on my most obsessive OCD days of like when I'm trying to figure something out or just trying to train as much as possible, like you've got an hour, maybe 2 hours, even no matter how much I wanted to stay in at that moment, like nobody else is doing that. Nobody else can, who's got 8 hours to sit there and train with them. So he's got to be cycling people in. So I would think it's different classes at a couple hours a clip.
Or maybe he's just like scheduling people privately, like 3 or small private classes, like 2 hours class.
Maybe.
Boom.
Rotating people in.
Yeah. And then taking those chunks to say, okay, we're going to work on this position in this 2 hours. And maybe you just work on the same position all 12 hours, but that would kind of get boring.
I think he was saying he only does that when he runs into a problem he can't figure out.
Okay.
Like when he's really struggling with a problem, he's like, I will sit there until I figure it out, kind of thing.
And that was wild. What he's 26 and he's been training 22 years.
Something like that, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, unfortunately I cannot. Really wish I could.
Me too. Wow.
Yeah. No, I just thought that was really cool. And the other thing, the same thing was like it's not because he's just the best in the room because he's the best in the room, because he would be the best in nearly every room he's going to walk in, but that he like seeks out hobbyists just because of their attitude and stuff training, and the competitors aren't. I took it as like it's not fun for him to train with them, so that he wouldn't train as much and he wouldn't get as good. I found that I don't know, I just found that super interesting.
I mean, I see his point.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I just never would have arrived there by myself.
It seems to be working.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Whatever it is, because that same back take that was it on Instagram? Did he put it on Instagram?
Yeah, I was trying to do it again yesterday, but like Jake kept trapping my foot, which makes sense because everybody's going to do that. So I went back to the Instagram post and people asked him, but he never answered it. Now he has a passing DVD out.
Probably not going to go to look at the back take again, is he? But he said on there he drilled that, like
he was drilling it all the time before the match,
the whole time going up to that match.
And then he says he sets people up, so he had to be sitting there, probably trying to cut through a couple of times until he gets the reaction he wants.
Well, and he said, I think what he said was he wanted to be in where Eminari's strength was, which was his footlocks, and that's what he was setting it up off of.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
that ankle lock or whatever. He said he's got like super flexible feet, so he knew he would. His feet were gonna be fine. He wasn't worried about. That was his best move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how he won worlds or whatever really fast. So he said he knew that move well enough, that position well enough. He wasn't in a lot of danger, and he thought he could pass off of it. And somehow that put him in that knee cut position. But he couldn't be trapping the leg because you have to pull that. Like if I'm cutting to the left, my right leg's in the middle. Jake was trapping my right leg. But I have to switch legs. So my right leg's got to go behind him, but I have to place my left leg in between to set my hook for the back.
Right.
And then I kind of wedged the right one under him. I just jeffed everybody. But you seem to be following along.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because I looked at. I
watched it a lot of times now.
Yeah.
What was happening was he was trapping my leg. I can't switch those legs. So when I popped up to try it, even I just ended up in the mount, which is or a 3/4 mount or quarter mount, whatever it is. It's fine, but
sure.
It's like I'm trying to do highlight reel stuff here, man. Stop holding my leg. Saw us on Instagram, and you're ruining it.
Saw it on Instagram. Oh, jeez.
Well, I guess I saw it on Flow first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They did play that over and over.
Yeah, I would too. It was super cool.
Yeah.
But like if it works there, like it works. Yeah, figure it out.
Yeah, on M&R. Yeah, he's pretty good at jiu-jitsu.
So
he's got a roll named after him. Not a sushi roll.
Our roll.
Yeah.
It's our roll. So yeah. No, I thought that interview outside the pizza stuff, which was 90% of it, I thought that was a good interview. I do like him and what he's about, and he has the same or similar outlook about it's funny to hear he doesn't even care about competing. He doesn't really like it, but he has to do it to promote everything and so that he can I guess be justified in teaching and everybody wanting to learn from him, which makes sense.
Yeah. Agreed. I just thought it was crazy. Like he's not going to be in any more of the WNO. Did he say he was or wasn't going to? Because he said he's going to focus on more on no-gi now. So I'm guessing he's not going to compete in Worlds anymore at gi. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it for a while. I think he's really in love with that Chatri.
Chatri, yeah.
That dude running one.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of really believes in what he's doing.
Yep.
And is going to put all his weight behind helping him. And
yeah,
I don't know if it's just monetary or it doesn't seem like it if he lives over there because like Gordon's doing matches with him and he doesn't have to live over there.
No, I mean, I think
I just think he likes what he's doing.
Yeah. And I think that, in the martial arts world, what Chatri's doing with the we're doing kickboxing matches, doing jiu-jitsu matches, doing, all these different, there was one where it was Rod Tang and, Mighty Mouse, where the first round was just kickboxing, the second round was full MMA, which, I mean, those hybrid matches, that's interesting. I mean, he's wanting to see, he's wanting to showcase. Rod Tang is one of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world and has been for a very long time. And so he wants to showcase that and see where it stacks up with someone going against that rule set. And
it's the only way I'm watching an MMA event. Unless Ben Askren's fighting. So, like... I mean, I think it's more interesting than the regular stuff.
The hybrid matches?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense.
I would watch that before I watch, like, just regular MMA. I don't know. That regular MMA is, I've seen it.
Okay. Well, you're weird, Phil. It's fine.
Happens.
It's fine. But yeah, no, I think whatever he does, he's going to be successful. He's,
Did you imagine him doing MMA? He kept asking about it, kind of. I can't imagine him doing MMA.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like he'd he'd done Muay Thai for a very long time.
I know, but like, just I'm sorry as he hits him. Like, he seems so nice.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
He couldn't morally beat someone up.
I can't picture it. He just seems so nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's so far above and beyond anyone in his weight class. It's evident. So, but as we move on, let's talk about like the different belt levels. John posted in our group, our professor John Plyler, he posted up a pretty interesting thing for each different belt level and kind of what to focus on. You know, with white belt, you know, first show up. Obviously, that's important.
The hardest one.
Yep. Next, relax, where it says remove your dependency on strength. That's where I struggled whenever I started as a white belt.
Same.
To relax. I think everybody does. You know, and relax meaning that getting comfortable in those uncomfortable positions.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's so, and it's, listen, there's still those positions to this day that are uncomfortable. Whenever John got me in that mount and was like on me, I was freaking out.
We were talking about that yesterday.
You know, I was freaking out a little bit. I was like, damn,
yeah.
You know, the only option, I can't get out of this. You know, the only option is death.
No, I know. We were, and I think it's getting worse for me now because everybody, and mainly John, but like with that pressure where I'm starting to panic in the mount, because like I've never panicked in the mount, but John was just nice to me.
Yeah,
I'm now seeing John's not being as nice to me.
Right.
So like I'm in the mount and I'm like, this is not good. Like before it'd be like, oh, maybe and he would always tap me, but like there was no stress before the tap necessarily.
Right.
This like even remotely close to the level now, because it's like, I don't like it.
Yeah. No, I want to spend a lot more time there though. I can tell you that. I'm gonna have to. Next one, drill to win.
I thought that one was interesting because I liked to kind of define what I thought was most important. I still do that.
Okay. How so? What do you mean?
I have all the answers to my own problems. I figure them out ahead of time.
You don't.
Oh, I do.
No.
They're the wrong answers, but I have them.
You do have all the answers. They're just all wrong.
I know what I need to do. Luckily, I was able to spend a considerable amount of time doing all the wrong stuff that I accidentally found a couple good things along the way.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
But that one talking about not focusing on the things you think are important and doing the things that you're told to do. Makes sense. It's a hard one. That one might be the hardest one. These all seem really
for
hard.
me, 100%. That's the hardest one.
Yeah,
but I thought it was, you know, they pointed out, you know, you're trying to get comfortable with rolling, but to really focus on the technique itself and drilling the moves that you were taught and getting better at those. And I think that's right. I mean, you know, I don't think drilling, I don't think they mean drilling like, okay, I'm going to do 200 arm bars or whatever. I think it's drilling that in an active type of drilling scenario. And also drilling it, you know, whenever you're in class and making the most of your time instead of asking questions, because you're not going to understand when you're white belt, you're not going to understand the technique. And if you can just get somewhat of a similarity of what the move is supposed to be, you know, to give you an idea, then I think that's good. And just try to drill that and drill it as many times as you can, slowly, not fast. You know. Last one at white belt, check your ego. It mentions here, you know, a lot of people. I did
not struggle with this one.
Huh?
I did not struggle with that one.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. Because everybody feels like they have a bigger proficiency than they have at fighting, or I mean, I think that's just universal among men.
Oh, I mean, I had that where I realized I was so helpless, but I just lost all the time. I was never like frustrated by losing. It was just what happens.
Yeah. No, I agree. Blue belt. First and foremost, master the basics. That's a tough one. It's easy to try the latest move you saw on Instagram.
Yeah. I think I did okay with that one.
I could have done better for sure.
I agree. That was a running joke for a long time.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's okay. A solid blue belt should be able to perfect the following from each position: 1 counter, 1 defensive strategy, 1 sweep, 1 setup, and 2 submissions.
Well, that depends. I did struggle with that, especially when resistance was applied. There was a long stretch of me whining at blue belt because the scissor sweep didn't work. It may have been multiple years. It works sometimes now.
Shut up while you roll. I like that one. Unless you have at least 2 full ranks over the person you're rolling with, shut the hell up when rolling. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think we've mentioned this before, but the time for coaching is not when you're in trouble by a lower belt and no one will buy your bullshit excuses about your coaching reasons. We see you in trouble, so if you want to teach your opponent, submit them. That's a good point.
Yeah, I do that sometimes, but it's more like when they almost have the armbar, but they can't figure out how to do it. Like, it's like right there, and I'm like, just turn my hand. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they've already got it. You know, it's not like I'm.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Hopefully that's not annoying.
I
You know what else is annoying?
don't think anything.
You can't finish an armbar. Hurry up.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anything.
Yeah.
There's different people that it might be annoying from, but not from you. I wouldn't think. Remove excuses.
That one's hard too.
That was really hard for you.
Yeah.
Although it wasn't the excuses to come train. I mean, that's the number one excuse, right? Is people make excuses not to train. And I always say make the excuse to train, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That one kind of ties in
Shirk
with my
your
other one, though.
responsibilities in other aspects of life to train.
Really good at that.
I think that's what that's what it should be.
That's a good point. That one ties into my other one where I have all the right answers, I think. Those kind of went hand in hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. Stop focusing on promotions.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem.
Me either.
Makes sense, though. Well, a lot of people get frustrated with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a waste of time, though. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because now, I mean, look at us. We're trying to dodge stripes.
Don't want them.
We're trying to dodge stripes on that purple belt.
I don't need that. I don't need that stress in my life.
Not signing up for class.
I don't need the expectation placed on me.
And now it brings us into purple belt. Embrace your game. What's your game, Phil?
Dude, I don't know. We were talking about it the other day. I was so confident on people's back for a majority of time, like throughout blue belt and stuff, and I've really gotten away from it. And everybody's defense is like improved significantly. So when I get on someone's back, I'm confident I'm going to finish them, and I don't. And then I've been spending a lot of time working on that. Guard? Oh my God, keeping the guard. What's the word I'm looking for?
Guard retention.
Retention. And it's really hard.
It is hard. We've both been doing that, and it is really hard.
And my sit-up guard stuff is like, okay, but man, if I go against somebody better than me, it's like, it's not effective. So really trying to work on the retention aspect. So I would have said before was the sit-up guard, like, and worked the way to the back, but man, I don't know. And I would say passing, because like my passing's so much better than my guard. But like I can't take anybody down. So how am I going to pass?
Well, you just beg them to pull guard.
Yeah, that works most of the time. But yeah, I don't know. Keep working on it.
Yeah. I think that guard retention, I think that's the one that I've been most enthused about, because it's really the one that's most lacking. I think because there's a lot technically and feel to it, but I didn't realize it. I didn't realize there really was that much to it.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's simpler than I make it, you know? Like, I think all the really basic things of just like making the reactions be on time and the grip fighting would save me all the hassle. And I think if I could figure out the guard retention, that I would be able to have enough time with the guard to do one of the couple sweeps that I can do. And then I would get into the things that I would claim should be my game. But really focusing on that stuff and like starting on my back more than sitting up recently has like, luckily with the kids, he's doing this guard passing thing all the time. That's where I'm getting most of my training in. It's like with kids passing, and I'm like practicing getting the hook in on the other side, bringing the leg over, switching the hips. Yeah. Like it's that's been super helpful. And my guard retention stuff, because adults are just too fast and good. Guard retention sucks. But that's an interesting.
So what you're saying is you retain guard against kids very well.
I didn't say that. I said I do best against kids. So,
still not well.
But yeah, for embracing a game, at this point, I know what I would like it to be, but
well,
still trying to get there.
I mean, just from outside looking in, obviously the Philippine is a staple of your game.
It is. That's been working well, even with the gi.
Yeah. No, it's a strong position. You got a really strong understanding of the position. I've been trying to work more guillotines, and because I've never really been a fan, and it's always been because my right shoulder's kind of not got the greatest mobility. And so I just was never a fan of that. But now with that and with the Darce chokes, I'm really been working those lately, especially that turtle position and stuff like that from there. I like that. I think it's interesting. I think it's good. I think that if you do it right, it's hard to get out of. It's really hard it's a hard position to defend.
The Darce?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of those things where yeah, it hasn't been working great, but it's enough success to where I want to continue to try to get better at it.
Yeah. Still early purple though. So, I got time to figure out how to embrace the game.
Agreed. Yeah, I totally agree. Says ditch comfort.
Yeah, no problem with that. Getting my guard passed every day.
Time to explore new positions, new avenues. Time to get rid of what you were doing when you were a blue belt.
Unintentionally got rid of all my back success.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. And again, I guess that's kind of along the same lines. I'm not really working the passing anymore because I was doing a lot of the passing, the Kimura to the back stuff. And sometimes, that comes up when it comes up. But again, just focusing on the thing I think I need to fix the most, which is the guard.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
That one kind of seems the same.
Yep. Understand the principles of BJJ. I think this is good, and I had, there's so many of those aha moments whenever you're like thinking of it, you're like, oh, I do that there and there and there and in this position and in this position. Whenever John was going over, and honestly, I don't even remember what position it was now that he was doing. No, I do. It was that single leg X Ashigarami position. The knee turned in because you know that their way of sweeping you is with your knee turned out. So he was like knee turned in, just like whenever you break guard, just like whenever you're defending the arm bar, just like whenever you're defending the triangle, like all that stuff, the concepts and understanding, like it's like, oh God, it's freaking everywhere. Like all of those things are everywhere. And that was just one small example of it. And I see myself making those connections more often now. And it just makes everything easier, whenever you're there doing it. And then it's like, okay, I got those connections. Now I just got to remember to do it whenever I would get in those positions.
Well, you've always harped, whether you could do it or not, you've always harped on the importance, in your opinion, of trying to learn through concepts instead of step by step, which I disagreed with you for a long time on, but I couldn't piece things together that way. So I wanted step by step, like what do I do in this situation every step of the way?
So what you're saying is you're realizing I'm right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I realized it when I didn't realize it until I tried to help with the kids because you can't step by step them at all. Like you only do a couple steps. So trying to help them figure things out. That's why I made the joke a long time ago. I'm a conceptual teacher, not a conceptual learner. But I could try to. That's the only way I could figure out how to get it across to them. Is like just get past the legs, get those legs out of your way. You know what I mean? Just the simplest breakdown of whatever. Like this is all you're trying to do here. Get on top.
Yeah. No.
Like don't worry about what to do with your left hand. Figure out how to get on top. And that was really late blue belt before I started trying to look at things that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's important to see the overall picture. Obviously, it's important. The step by step's important, but it's overall picture and the concepts behind what you're doing. I think is very important to learn. Become an example. In the academy, you're the big brother, big sister. I think this goes for blue belt too. I mean, you're as someone who's,
It probably depends on the academy size, like how long you've been there.
Sure.
So in our example, we had a lot of blue belts and a lot of white belts and not that many upper belts not too long ago. And now there's a lot more purple belts and everything. So it kind of changes a little bit. But I see what you're saying when like you're the...
Yeah, because look, there's people that come in,
the
they're looking to you to do the move right. And like, I'll be the first to be like, I suck at this. So we're going to be learning this together. But to properly drill and properly, try to be the student that you would want if you were a teacher. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're saying here. And I completely agree. And I think that's not just purple belt. I think that is blue and purple. But again, you're probably right. Depending on, if you got a place that's been, you got.
I think that's just why he put this here, just because.
Yeah.
Probably for his application it becomes more rare to see purple belts than when we first started. Man, 90% of the class was white belt in every single class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's so wild. I had
only a handful of blue belts.
Yeah, I had a it was that memory that I posted on Facebook.
I wanted to watch it so bad. I had Molly open on her phone. She couldn't get it to play either.
She couldn't get it to play either? Yeah, it was from one of my live videos. I think I was still a white belt too. And it was me, you, Delvin. Who else was it? Oleg.
You said it was me and Oleg in the beginning.
Yeah, you and Oleg. Yeah, Oleg was just beating up on you.
Yeah, he did that yesterday too.
Some things never change, and several others, and like literally, I think of the 7 of us that were in that, 6 are still training, and all of us got our purple belts around the same time, and that was really cool to see that was, what was it, 4 years ago? I think it was 4 years ago.
I think it was an 18 video.
It was 4 years ago memory.
No, you would have had your blue belt at that point.
Would I? Then maybe I was a blue belt. I didn't see my belt. Because you would have. Yeah, I probably was then. Yeah.
When did you get your blue belt?
March of. Oh, I'll tell you exactly. No. Thanks to my BJJ notes, because I've got. Whenever you're old and you don't remember any of this stuff.
Yeah, because if that was around this time, because that was a couple weeks ago.
So
that was right before our first origin. Then
belts. Blue belt was 5/14/2018.
Yeah, you just got you would have just got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was, I really enjoyed that memory. It was fun to see that, and it was really.
You used to do those live things at a lot of open mats.
Well, it was always the 1 o'clock training, and then always the open up mat on Sunday that I would do it, and we just don't. Maybe I'll start doing that again on our Friday open mats. That'd be good. I don't post enough jiu-jitsu stuff.
You don't post anything.
I know.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Molly kept trying to tag me at the beach with my shirt off, and I was like, a lot of cookies.
That's funny. All right. Well, we're gonna save the brown and black belt
For 5 years, 6 years from now.
people who know what it's like to be a brown or black belt, because we don't.
But no, I thought that was a really cool post. I read that earlier today.
Yeah, I did too. I like that.
I like that they said jits. It just sounds cool.
That is horrible. This is really horrible. Oh man. So I met Daniel and his wife out last night.
The blue belt?
Yeah, blue belt Daniel Limber, and it was awesome because one of his buddies that were there. We were celebrating her Anna's birthday, or half birthday, before she's 50, and Eric is a brown belt from Lucas Lepre school, so probably sat there and talked to him for like an hour, maybe more.
Who was Eric in this? One of his friends? That's where he used to train,
where
right?
Daniel originally started training was Lucas Lepre whenever he lived down in South Charlotte. Then he moved up to this area and later started back with us. So one of his training partners from down there.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like 6'3", like 250. This guy would be like, whew, that'd be a rough roll.
It's true.
But anyhow, Philly, tell the folks if they'd like to how to support us.
Share the podcast and encourage us to do more podcasts.
Good call.
It's my fault. I've been doing things, so I just haven't
You've got
been
a lot
around.
going on.
Yeah.
You got a lot on your plate right now with the
13
chickens and with Rooster,
Ugh, yeah.
the new dog.
Puppy.
Yeah, got a puppy
I thought
now.
I pooped a lot. Every time I turn around, he's squatting somewhere, and I'm yelling at him when he's not even pooping. It's like he looks like he's about to poop again.
That's what they call a shit show. So yeah, and yeah, we've got I think we've got plenty of rash guards in all sizes available if anybody wants to support that way.
Adult sizes are back in. Larges and extra larges are back in stock. So
did we get? I think I got a couple.
Text Jeff if you want one.
Yeah. There you go. And if you're not out there doing something each and every day to get better, get out there and do it. Phil and I shoot jiu-jitsu. We hope you do too.
I'm about to feed them to the sharks right now. Get them hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.